Welcome agents, today I've got some more news to talk about in The Division 2, which includes a new technical test pre-open beta, PvP and PvE balancing, and a response from the devs to my Year 1 Pass video that I put out only just yesterday, plus a lot more. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and subscribe for dedicated Division content, and with that said, let's do this. Okay, so first off, thank you for everyone for watching and commenting on my last video talking about the Year 1 Pass and stash base and also the microtransactions as well. Now, it does appear that most of you agreed with me. I would say pretty much 99% of you all agreed with me and respected my opinion, so thank you very much for that. And I think that's mainly because what I was talking about in that video was pretty much a community-wide problem with the devs over the lack of transparency of these additional activities and more. For all we know, just like the stash base, these additional activities might just be temporary or early access. Now, that video was shared with the devs on Twitter. I didn't share it, actually someone else did. And we've had a response already from Julian Garrity, who is the creative director at Ubisoft. So I just want to briefly go over that with you guys. So Julian had this to say following that video being shared. Hey, it's going to be soon. Sorry about the wait. Not my call. Now, I do actually have a lot of respect for Julian because he has a habit of responding to glaring questions and videos like these, and he didn't obviously disappoint here. He was straight on it. With that said, I was concerned that his response still didn't give us any sort of time frame. It was a little bit vague. So I did respond to Julian saying, thanks for the response, Julian. Any idea when soon will be? And Julian responded saying, hopefully in the next week. Now, this is the first time we've had any sort of confirmation of when we might know exactly what will be included in the Year 1 Pass or what sort of microtransactions we should expect at launch, which is great. But until we actually get this information, I'm not going to say we're going to get it within a week. So what I mean is that until we actually get this information, I can't trust that we're going to get it within a week, just because it's already been sort of 6 months and, you know, it's been commented on, something that's been shared. It wasn't something that they said, hey, we're going to do this. So we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. As I said, it's taken them nearly 6 weeks to give us sort of a time frame of when they will tell us what will be included in the Year 1 Pass. And it should have taken that video and all of your comments and all of that stuff for this to happen. Now, it should have been revealed with the launch of the Elite Agent Pack, of course. So, yeah. I mean, it's good because we've had a response. But I'm just a little bit frustrated that it took all of that to get that response, if that makes sense. With that said, though, you know, it is very good news, I think. And I just hope they pull through with this. And we're not asking the same question in a week's time. Moving on, and the devs have confirmed a PC-only technical test for The Division 2, and it will go live from February 21st to the 22nd for a few selected players. Now, this is what the official page says. We'll be running a technical test of Tom Clancy's The Division 2 ahead of the open beta from Thursday, February 21st to Friday, February 22nd for a limited number of PC players worldwide. Our goal with this technical test is to assess a certain amount of fixes we've implemented based on your feedback following the private beta. So that's actually only going to be 2 days as of me recording this video and this video going live, so not a lot of time really. It goes on to say, access to the technical test for PC pre-orders is not guaranteed. Invites will be distributed at random to ensure a wide range of participants. Players who join the technical test will be able to test all of the content available in the private beta, except for conflict, endgame, and conflict mode. I mean, to me, that sounds like pretty much all of the stuff in the beta you will not be able to test in this technical test, but I'm glad they've got this up and running. As of right now, we actually don't know what fixes the devs have implemented for the technical test, but there were quite a lot of technical issues, some of which I've touched upon, some of which I haven't. There's a lot of videos out there, so if you want to see all of that stuff, then you can easily find it on the web. So I'd hope that they've got a fix for most of the issues and these fixes actually work, but of course we'll find out soon. I imagine we won't get the full list of fixes until the technical test goes live this Thursday, so be sure to watch out for my video on that. Now, it's important to note, if you are one of the lucky ones who does receive an invite for the technical test, it is not under an NDA, so you are able to create content if you are capturing footage, so don't worry about that. And I'll leave a link in the description of this video with the official statement about this, and at the bottom it will include a forum where you can give feedback, report issues, and generally talk about your experience. So please remember to use this because the more feedback, the better the game will be in the open beta and then at launch. I have a bad habit of being part of these events or part of this stuff and then not leaving enough feedback just because I love playing the game. So, yeah. I do encourage every one of you that manages to play this technical test, same with the open beta, that you report issues, give feedback, all of that good stuff, because ultimately it means that when the game launches on March 12th for early access or March 15th for the official date, then we'll get the best experience possible for everyone. Next up, and a recent news article surfaced that had one interesting paragraph I thought was worth sharing. Now, this article popped up on gadgets.ndtv.com and was titled Ubisoft Explains How the Division 2 Skills and Specializations Work, where they interviewed Ubisoft Associate Creative Director Chadi El Zabawi. I always say, I'm sure I've said that name before and said it wrong, and I've probably said it wrong here. I do apologise. The paragraph reads, regarding the balancing, we're going to be making these or those little tweaks until day one. And of course, when the game is out in the hands of players, that's when we will have more data and adjust those that feel too powerful. He says, we have a team that is focusing 100% on the PvP platform and are in constant communication with the team at Massive to ensure what those skills are not unbalanced in the PvP. So, we knew some time ago that the Division 2, luckily the devs have the ability to both balance PvE and PvP separately, which was obviously very welcome news, as this was caused a serious split in the community with the Division PvE and PvP balancing. What I found interesting was the sentence about a whole team focusing 100% on PvP, because I personally felt, and I did do a video prematurely about PvP in the Division 2 beta, but I did feel that the PvP was unfinished within the private beta, and it was clearly PvE was their main focus, which we knew anyway, but it still felt as though PvP was a little bit unfinished. So what's good to know is that if this is true, I would expect both PvP and PvE to both shine in the Division 2, and more importantly, not get in the way of one another like the Division. I mean, part of the reason why a lot of people stopped playing certain aspects of PvE, certainly certain aspects of PvE rather than PvP, was because in the Division, if you updated something on PvP, then it also changed for PvE, and it caused a lot of crossover. So we're lucky that in the Division 2 that won't happen, and obviously here they are saying that there is a whole team working on PvP. I'm sure there is a whole other team working on PvE, and they'll be balanced separately. That's really, really good, and I'm really, really happy about that. Moving on, and the Division 2 private beta set a new record for Ubisoft. Along with the sheer number of players, participants also played on average about 5 hours of game time each. I myself clocked in around 30 hours, I believe. I know people who've clocked way above that. But unfortunately, as much as I sweated it out, don't really like using that word, but as much as I did, I couldn't really clock in more than that just because of my other commitments. Now, to me, this was no surprise whatsoever. Since the new year, the PR department at Ubisoft have been working really, really hard, making sure the Division 2 is being pushed to its capacity. And this really goes to show how well the PR team and marketing have done here. Not to mention, the private beta was, in my opinion, a massive success and provided more content than games like Anthem has at full release. I think a lot of the hype is because the devs have really invested a lot of time in fixing what was broken in the Division, the reasons why people left the Division in the first place. On top of record numbers for the beta participation, Ubisoft confirmed in the same conference call that the Division 2 pre-orders had surpassed the Division and were 6 times higher on the Uplay store. Now, just to clarify, that doesn't mean that pre-orders in general are 6 times higher. It just means in the Uplay store, they are 6 times higher just in that specific store. Now, the Division 2 is still over 3 weeks away, and I would assume the PR department at Ubisoft will be firing that marketing machine on all canisters, all cylinders, to ensure the Division 2 is one of the biggest releases this year, and certainly the biggest release ever for Ubisoft. To end the video off, guys, Ubisoft released a new live action trailer for the Division 2, which is pretty damn good and gave me the feels, definitely. Again, the marketing team are working really hard and it shows. If you've not seen it already, then I really think you will enjoy this. Unfortunately, I have looked through the whole trailer a few times and not picked up on any leaks. So I don't think there is anything revealing here or any leaks, like I said, but I could be wrong. So if you pick up on anything, leave it in the comments below. With that said, I hope you enjoy this trailer, and I'll see you in the next one.
You don't know why you kept this drawing. It's not better than any other drawing by your child. You're way too big on it. And your wife was far prettier than this green scribble. It won't feed you. It won't keep you warm. It certainly won't protect you. It's just a drawing. But it's the only plan you have. The only one worth fighting for.
Play it on the world's most powerful console.